seeing those River Casino ads, and I'm seeing they go, oh, have a delicious meal, one of our see what their hours were.
And then you get that.
And also, you're slowly, it's more fun than bringing that car. I don't know. Future folks, parents come up to all these games.
I think a lot of like her and Ballin and Walker.
The Utah ones, Walker, Utah. Sort of weird. Remember that one? The two guys used to come up for our first team for their two boys, and two of the three are dead now. You know.
Say that again.
Remember the guys that used to come up for our first team for the three sons between the two of them, and two of the three are dead. That must be Walker's parents there then. They got a 15.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I don't see Lily as much this year. I kind of miss her.
Did she transfer or what?
She's here.
Oh, she hasn't seen her.
He doesn't work for Steve, so it's over something else. This is your 9 and 11. took away the PA does, which is fine. I don't care. I just thought it was interesting.
The reason I decided to do that is because I always end up spending more time on the visitors and then hurrying to get to our lineup.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Oh, I didn't say you were wrong.
no, I was just saying why I switched it up, and then I'm like,
Or you switched it back.
and then I'll hurry up, yeah, and then, yeah, I don't know why I did it. Rustler Gym on a Saturday afternoon. John Gabrielson, Joel Kimmel high atop Rustler Gymnasium, as in the press box, and getting ready for Region 9 basketball. One team 3-0, the other team 0-3 in Region 9 conference play. Eastern Wyoming comes in sub 500 though, 9-11 overall. But winning the ones that matter right now, 3-0 in conference play. Central 7-14 overall, 0-3 in league play. Coming out to a Thursday night win on the road in Northwest. Central coming off of a miraculous, I wouldn't say miraculous, but a Herculean comeback last night that fell short, falling 83-78 to no Triple C.
Exactly, John. In fact, I'm thinking too how you normally they say you build off the win. I don't see CWC says we can build off the loss. Right.
Well, you build on that. You know, the pregame interview, kind of a frustrated head coach, Lacey Moreland, and moral victories, and just a team that is struggling right now. And they scored 35 points in the fourth quarter last night, so they can put some points together. Game of 33, exactly. But at one point, we're down in that game 22 points, and then possibly pulled the attempt, but did not. Came back, got within 3, maybe even 2, had it not been for a lane violation at one point in that category there. Ended up losing by 5, but like you said, something to build on for these Lady Rustlers as they take on a very talented Eastern Wyoming team.
I think in years past, when we were behind by 22, we pretty much roadkill after that.
It's Mark Moore, if they say at this time, and then it was going to be over with at that point. Tim Larson is in his first year as the head coach of the Eastern Wyoming Lancers, and Tom Anderson, who was the coach when they brought basketball back from 2007 up until about 2 or 3 years ago, is the men's coach now at Eastern Wyoming. Chatting with both of them coming into the contest here earlier this afternoon. And then we've got a double hitter for you on tap tonight. We've got the men's game coming up with the CWC men and the Eastern Wyoming men. Eastern is 1-2. Their lone victory, a 2-point home win over El Triple C last week. The men's team coming off of a 20-point win over that El Triple C team last night, 97 to 77. And Central at 2-1 on the conference season, taking on the 1-2 Eastern Lancers. This is the Porter's pregame show, and your thoughts on this one here real quick before we take a break and come back to the coach.
We saw last night. This team is no bigger than we are, really, as far as numbers they are, but they don't have a lot of height on this team, really, compared to what we saw last night. So much different sort of team, and a team that really relies on about 4 players to do their scoring.
You know, Tamar Kapelovich, though, is 6'3" and a sophomore, and she's the real deal. She'll do it from just about anywhere on the court. So you're talking about that height. Outside of that, they've got 6'1" Vucek out there as well.
What is she averaging, though? I did not put her down as scoring a lot of points.
6 points, 5 rebounds for the 6'3" sophomore. So, but she will be one that the Rustlers will have to deal with here today. Coming up on the Porter's pregame show, we'll chat with head coach Leighton Westmoreland. We'll also get you the starting lineups in this afternoon's game, as this is the Porter's pregame show on Rustler Radio. The coach is next.
Rustler Sports On Air are brought to you in part by Porter's Supply of Riverton, offering grills, spas, fire pits, gas stoves, wood-burning stoves, and Green Mountain pellets. They are located at 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton. Details can be found online at portersmvs.com. Thanks to Porter's Supply for the sponsorship of tonight's pregame show.
At Fremont Chevy in Riverton, being in the community isn't just how we do business, it's our way of life. We think of our team, our customers, and our local community as one big family. For us, being community partners is more than just a source of great pride. It gives us a deep sense of responsibility. We are excited to bring you the scoreboard for Rustler Athletics on Rustler Media. See Fremont Chevy online and at North Federal Boulevard in Riverton.
All right, Pepsi-loving football fans, it's time we had a lesson in trash talk. You heard that right, trash talk. And I'm not talking about that stuff that happens on the field. What I'm talking about is trash, like literal trash. And it's the only thing that belongs in your garbage can. No, recycling might not be as thrilling as converting a 4th and long or taking a kickoff to the house. But I think we can all agree Hail Marying plastic bottles into the recycling bin gets pretty close. And let's be honest, your spiral could use some work. So next time you're thinking about throwing that Pepsi Zero Sugar bottle away, just cap it back up and pretend you're down by 6 with the recycling bin wide open. Know the difference? Make a difference. Be a team player and recycle. Visit PepsiTrashTalk.com to learn more.
We are Rustler! Together! We attack!
Ballin back to Trevor. Tiff on 3. Looks good is good. Back on our Porter's pregame show, talking with head coach Leighton Westmoreland. And, you know, I know we're not big on the moral victories, but as your team gets down 22 points, in recent history, there would not have been a comeback, I don't think. So I guess to speak to come within a possession speaks well for, I guess, the direction and how far this program has come.
Just like you said, it's really hard to find silver linings in a season that's not going your way. But, you know, we gave up a 19-0 run, ultimately a 32-12, you know, end of first, second quarter, leading into the half. And it's just like, what are we doing? And, you know, we come out, we outscored them 19-7, put up 35 points in the fourth quarter. So we show those glimpses that we can play some really good basketball. But I was talking to somebody earlier, and again, just a great point is, you know, you play really good basketball, but your bad minutes just happen to be really bad. And until we can figure that out and, you know, understand how we don't let those mental lapses happen, you know, we're going to keep having the same result.
I chose Tal and Tiff. Tiff's defense, I thought, was very good yesterday. Tal's rebounding kind of shone through. They were, I guess, shocked. I mean, 35 points in the fourth quarter, I guess, should let this team know, hey, you can fill it up.
Exactly. We had a game earlier this first semester where we didn't even put up 35 points. And so for us to put up 35 and a quarter just shows what our potential is. And it's, you know, the beauty of JUCO is there's so much turnover and there's so much youth that you can't spend entire seasons trying to figure it out. You got to figure it out fast, but before you know it, these kids are moving on to universities, and it's another group of freshmen that you got to teach the same thing to.
If nothing else, it's nice that less than 24 hours later, you get a chance to go back out there on the court, albeit a team that has played very well in conference play right now. You're talk about, I guess, the Lancers as they come into Rustler Gym.
Yeah, definitely. They're 3-0 right now. They played some good basketball, but even so, looking at their non-conference record, they're in the same boat as us. Coming into conference, 7 wins. LCCC coming into conference, 7 wins. Us coming into conference, 7 wins. Western Wyoming, 5 wins. We're all in the same boat, but now that we're in conference, it's who's got what it takes to be successful. And we have not proven that yet, and hopefully we can find that. Eastern Wyoming, they've been playing some really good basketball. They're very sophomore heavy, and that's a big piece of the game for them is they've got some sophomores with experience that are leading the way for them.
You had mentioned rebounding and taking care of the basketball, and I thought for the most part that happened yesterday, but like you said, the badminton's got the better of you. What do you look at as far as, I guess, specific X's and O's of coming away with a victory here today?
We've got to execute our offense. Eastern Wyoming does some different things on defense, so we got to make sure we know how to run our sets, as well as just play basketball, because that's what got us in the game in the fourth quarter last night. Is I don't think I called but one set the entire quarter. I just let the girls play basketball, and they found a way. So that's going to be a big piece, is what happens when I don't call anything. And then defensively, they have some tough matchups. Kaplovich in the post at 6'4", and then Haley Long on the perimeter at 5'10". She does everything. Threes, finishing at the rim, back to the basket. So she's a tough matchup. So I think the rebounding and the on-ball defense, and then just being able to play basketball when things break down, are going to be the keys for today.
Quick turnaround as opposed to having a day or two between and things like that. Everybody's legs all right, healthy, ready to go?
Yeah, it seems like it. We got in. We did a good game day lift this morning just to get their bodies moving, did some active recovery. They're getting some food now, and we'll be getting ready before we know it.
All right. Coach, anything else?
Just, again, continue to come out and support this group. Teams with losing records still need fans in the stands.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you so much, and we'll talk to a couple of gals at halftime of the guys' game. That is Leighton Westmoreland, the head coach of the CWC Women's basketball team. They'll take on Eastern Wyoming. Starting lineups and the tip-off after this from Rustler Media.
Winter driving in Wyoming requires a light touch and a cautious approach. This is Cody Beers with WYDOT. Think about these winter driving tips. It takes extra time to slow down or stop on slick roads. Try to avoid using your cruise control when road conditions are slick. Drive at appropriate speeds in the winter. Are you in that big of a hurry? If you encounter poor visibility, such as a ground blizzard or snowstorm, slow down. Slow down for your safety and mine. If you don't have to go, don't. And please, buckle up.
This is Rustler Media.
Get you some starting lineups in the afternoon matinee first performance, and we'll start with the home team as they are head coached by Leighton Westmoreland. In his second year, his assistant is Lizette Heredia in her first season as the assistant, and they will start like this, wearing number 1, 5'6" freshman from Provo, Utah. She is averaging, she's third in assists in the conference, 7th in steals in Region 9, averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds per ball game is Natalia Ball, and you'll hear me call her Tao as the game goes on. Wearing number 2, a 5'9" freshman from Spanish Fork, Utah, averaging 4 points, 6 rebounds, and has been very good defensively. That is Tiffany Tervort. She'll be Tiff Tervort as the day goes on.
Did she not start last night?
She did start last night, but I had a different, Katie Walker was who I had listed as a starter, but Tiffany did start instead of Katie last night. Wearing number 4 is Ari Rodriguez, Ariana, if you will. She's a 5'9" freshman, 10 points per ball game. And she has out of Converse, Texas, is Ari. Number 24, a 5'6" freshman from Blackfoot, Idaho, averaging just under 12 points per game. The leading scorer on the team, averaging 4 rebounds to go along with that. And a 79% free throw shooter is Esperanza Vergara. That's Espy Vergara wearing number 24. And down low on the post wearing number 42. 6'1" freshman, averaging 9 points, 9 rebounds per ball game out of Evanston, Wyoming. Emily Sawyer, as they were coming off of the floor and shoot around this morning, I asked out loud to Coach Westmoreland in earshot of Emily. I said, is there a penalty for getting an NBA 6th foul, as she did last night? And she says, I hope not. And she knows what she did. It was fun to joke around with her about it, and it was a lighthearted conversation. But Emily Sawyer will be the other starter tonight. Ballin, Tervort, Rodriguez, Vergara, and Sawyer, the 5 that will start for the Lady Rustlers, dressed in their home whites with black and orange trim, as they will start right right to left. And again, head coach is Leighton Westmoreland. Visitors will look like this if Joel has nothing to interject at that point. They will go like this as you see them on your screen. That is the Lancers out of Eastern Wyoming. That is Torrington, Wyoming. Number 4 is from Israel. She has a 6.5 rebound, 6'3" sophomore is Tamar Kopa. I'm going to get this right here. Kopolet. That's Kopolet. I am destroying that. Kapelovich. There we go. Yeah, Tamar Kapelovich is out of Israel, a 6'3" sophomore. Boy, that was easy for me to say, wasn't it? Wearing number 10 out of El Paso, Texas, averages 10 points per game. 4th in Region 9 in assists and 6th in steals is Luna Moreno out of El Paso, Texas. Number 20, a 5'9" freshman from Murray, Utah. 11 points, 4 rebounds per ball game, an 84% free throw shooter. She had 4 threes in her first game of the year as Allie Tripp. She was a 4.0 student for Coach Larson this first semester. Number 44, Andrea Gutierrez Ciordia. She is out of Spain, 10 points, 4 rebounds per ball game. She has played in 20 games. She has started 20 games, is Andrea. And number 54 is a 5'10" sophomore, averaging 13 points, 7 rebounds per ball game, and a 93% free throw shooter out of Gallup, New Mexico, is Haley Long. Kapelovich, Moreno, Tripp, Gutierrez, Ciordia, and Long, the 5 that will start for Coach Larson. They are dressed in their road black attire, white numbers with some yellow trim and a yellow Lancer across their back as we were getting ready for
They don't look as much like V's as they normally do.
Well, and they almost, I think, LCCC looked more Eastern than Eastern does in the color scheme last night.
I still want to take a close-up of those jerseys and see if that actually was black, because they were so dark it sure looked like it from up here.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that turns out with both teams wearing black. Again, they stayed in Cody the last 2 nights because of the wrestling tournament in Riverton and the lack of motel availability. So,
well, the pass at the Buffalo Museum is a 2-day pass.
There you go.
So
And he did get the team. He didn't get them to the museum, but they did get out and walk around. Did not get into the gyms. We've got a national anthem, and we'll stop and take it with them. This is Rustler basketball. The game starts right after this.
Part of $15,000 in prize money while helping CWC athletes.
The winner will get $10,000.
Check out more at rustlerathletics.com.
34th meeting between Eastern and Central. Eastern leads 20-13. CWC has won the last one, however, 66-61 last year. And last year's win broke 8 in a row by Eastern Wyoming College as well. Eastern has scored 96 for a high, 44 for a low. Their biggest win is 44. Central's high is 79. Their least was 31. Their biggest win was 20 in this 34-game series, 33 prior to this one.
I did have comments, but they were for the Australia team we played last night.
There you go. All right.
It takes 15 and a half hours to fly from San Francisco to Sydney, by the way.
So, in as much as Coach Larson has and the players that he has, one of his players transferred after last year, and we watched her play from Salt Lake. Inez Ganor, an all-region 9 performer, and his point guard left last year after 1 year and is playing Division II basketball. So could be even a little more loaded had they not hit the transfer portal.
The transfer portal has changed athletics in so many ways.
And I don't think many of them good,
I told you that Miami tight end is in his 9th year of eligibility, so...
Well,
he has 3 masters and a doctorate now.
Western Wyoming has a player that's 25 years old that has been playing.
Is that a mission case, though?
I'm not sure how that works. And
also there's armed services, which can be involved.
Right, and I see a Wyoming kid from Natrona is going to play a 6th or 7th year at Wyoming, the Bertignoli kid as well. And COVID thrown into all of that. And it's going to be Kapelovich, but Sawyer's going to win the tap. And Central will have a first opportunity.
I believe she won the tap against Spring last night as well.
Tervort's going to take it to the rack and score right away in the first 10 seconds of the ball game. Nice take by Tiff Tervort.
And that's what she does.
Yeah, she gets the steal right away.
Just a bit of a havoc wreaker.
I called her a menace yesterday. She's going to step up and fire a 3. That one banks off the left side, no good. And the rebound picked up by Haley Long. Here comes Eastern on their first opportunity. Long back outside for a triple. That one's an air ball, and SB Vergara will come away with the Central rebound. Gutierrez Ciordia playing defense on Vergara. Tervort get away from the travel, lost it. Tripp ends up with it. Tripp going to get double teamed, loses it again, and right into the hands of Tervort.
Oh, she had quite the battle with the dribble there for a bit.
Tiffany making things happen on both ends of the floor. Ball and down low to Sawyer. Back to the basket, turn with the right hand. Didn't quite square up, and Long's going to get the rebound. Baseline, back up top. Penetrating with it, Gutierrez Ciordia. That shot is no good. Rebound, though, put back up and in by Kapelovich.
And that's what you don't like to see, because you had 3 defenders down there, and it came to the lone Lancer.
Tied at 2s. Tervort takes it to the rack. That's no good. But a rebound by Sawyer. Ari Rodriguez for 3 is good. Credit Sawyer with the big offensive rebound to give another shot at that. I have it 5-2. The scoreboard is off. And they'll get a foul on Tervort. Should be 5-2 Central.
Yes.
And somebody's yelling that the score's not right. They'll get it right. Now, they gave the foul. It looked like they said 1-0, but 1-0 was the ball handler. Now they're looking for blood on somebody. I'm not 100% sure. We have a new scoreboard operator today, so I'm not 100% sure who the foul was on, to be honest with you. At that point, it looked like he said 1-0 to the bench. But is it just number 1? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Baseline trip, tipped into the backcourt by Tervort. You can see that track background as she went to run her down. Moreno throws it away.
Gave it up the dribble in the wrong place.
Vergara, Tervort, lay it up and in. Central, much like last night, got out to a 12-4 advantage. They're up 7-2 right now. Just need to avoid the lulls that happen now. Gutierrez, Ciordia, 3 is no good. Knocked out of bounds off of Rodriguez. It will stay in LCCC's possession. Excuse me, Eastern Wyoming's possession. Moreno triggering the inbound underneath. Throws it away right into Ballin's hands. Ballin's going to take it against Long and miss it, but rebounding it is Rodriguez. She'll step out to the three-point line. That's no good. And then trying to save it, but can't. But then actually saving it as it goes off of a Rustler player is Allie Tripp. Substitution in for Eastern. Emma Jimenez will come into the contest. 7-2 our score, 7:20 left to play first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. The Fremont Chevy scoreboard. And Tervort, another knockaway for a steal for Central on 5 turnovers by the Lancers early.
Yeah, she's not going to get credit for the steal, but her tip is what made the steal.
A lot of hand checking out front. Ball got knocked loose. Backdoor ball in on a great pass from Tervort. Lay it up and in, and Coach Larson will call it timeout. Central out to a 9-2 advantage early. Central 4 of 9 shooting in that stretch. Eastern getting just 4 shots off, 0 for 2 from the arc, 1 for 4 on the lay-in by the putback by Kapelovich.
Well, it does look like a rerun from last night here in the early going.
Quick timeout on the court, reminding you that the CWC men's basketball team will be conducting a youth basketball camp. It'll be next Saturday and Sunday when the Gillette Pronghorns come to town on Saturday. It's for K through 8, boys and girls. You can find details on the men's basketball Facebook page, Our Recreation, or WrestlerAthletics.com. Mentioned Allie Tripp had a 4.0 for the Eastern Wyoming Lancers. Rhea Ukai, Marin Baker, and Emily Sawyer all had 4.0s for Central Wyoming College in the first semester of college this last year. Tervort will be late taking the court as she's being attended to by our trainer, Stephanie Gallagher. She's the one, she's got blood on her shirt. And so they'll stop play to let her look at that blood real quick.
I'm surprised you don't have to put a sub in it this time since this has delayed the game.
Right. Referee comes over to take a look. Gonna let Gallagher attend. So I don't know whose blood it is, but Tiff's got it on her jersey on the far end of the court. Tiff is back in action.
I'm surprised that you did not have to sub that for that time.
I think when it's not your blood, I think maybe that's a...
I don't think you have blood testing capabilities at this point.
Right side, outside. Jimenez drives into the paint, throws it away. Well, they just look uncomfortable. Does Eastern early on. Vergara ends up with it. 6 turnovers in the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds of the ball game for Eastern Wyoming. Ball in deep in the left side corner, lets it fly. Hits the side of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose. And fighting for it and taking it away is Eastern Wyoming. Gutierrez Ciordia will go to the rack, put it high off glass, and score. Just kind of the mindset. She's like, you know what, we need a bucket, and I'm going to go get us one right now.
And in the past, Eastern has made hay with Spanish guards.
Yes, they have. Tervort gets a block out by Sawyer, but she can't get the lay-in. And the rebound to Allie Tripp. Katie Walker will check in on the next stop and play as Long has it. Cross courts it. Baseline corner, Jimenez for 3 is no good, but Long is there to rebound. Puts it up, that's no good. And Emily Sawyer with the rebound for Central. And she'll outlet it long to Rodriguez. In traffic, poked away, taken away by Gutierrez Ciordia. 2-on-2, she'll go the distance, put it up and in. 4 points for Andrea Gutierrez Ciordia. That ball's knocked out of bounds by Haley Long. Here's going to come Crizel Mendoza and Katie Walker. Crizel, a 5'1 sophomore from Saxe, Texas. Walker, the 5'9 freshman, averaging 8 points out of Orem, Utah. And substitution in for the Eastern Lancers is Tawny Rodriguez out of Pine Ridge, South Dakota, a 5'9 freshman. Good for
how Charles is back into the game as well.
Latai snuck in, and she will nicely pass it to Sawyer, but they'll call a foul first. And it's going to go against the Lancers on the foul. And again, we're not going to get to see who the foul is on as Walker's shot got left short, picked up by Ciordia. Her second rebound of the game. Bounce it left side Long. Her triple is on the way. In and out, stays out. Rebound, Vergara. Well, that one bounced all over people, and Vergara ends up with her second rebound of the afternoon. Nearing the medium timeout. We're at 5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. 9-6 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lob pass, too short, knocked out of there by Sophia.
Sawyer was sandwiched on that play.
Mokofisi, third turnover on Central. Gutierrez Ciordia's shot no good, but a rebound put back up and in by Tawny Rodriguez.
That's a rebound on a bounce.
Yeah, after it hit the floor, no less. Charles with it. Back to Vergara. 4.5 left. This is exactly one of those points where I'm talking about how long they have played between whistles, as it was about 6:40. I think Sawyer's going to try a 3. That one clangs off the back of the iron, and Mokofisi with the rebound. Chance at the lead this time down the floor. Long to give it to him, and will. And the first lead change of the ball game is 10-9 Eastern. Out in front. Left side, Charles. Latai going to fire a triple on the way. That one's no good. And another box out and a rebound. Taken away by Eastern. Driving with it is Jimenez. She'll lose the handle. And it's taken away by Katie Walker. And a quick timeout is going to be called by Coach Leighton Westmoreland. And that was a long stretch of play as you see both teams just kind of staggering their way back to their bench.
And both teams had momentum at different points in that long play.
Quick 30-second timeout with 3:47 left. So I would have thought they would have made this a full timeout and made it the media timeout. But both teams still standing on their feet on their respective sides. Thanks to Porter's Mountain View Supply, our pregame sponsor. Also, Buckle Up for Life Wyoming, Wydot, our halftime sponsor. Bailey Enterprises, our postgame sponsor, and Fremont Chevy is our our scoreboard sponsor.
Interesting. One official tied the other official's shoe.
I saw that.
I thought maybe he was giving him the old hot foot there for a second.
Yeah, those air pump shoes. It was pumping him up or something there.
This guy's head open for the hot foot still.
Walker, Mendoza, Rodriguez. Rodriguez takes the inbound, throws it off the bottom of the backboard, and turns it over.
That's a nice save how she tipped it up and then throws it away.
You know, and she asked for that ball and ran right underneath the hoop, which cuts your options down because it plays, unfortunately, just like that. 4 turnovers on Central. They trail 10-9, 3:35 left to play here in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Jimenez runs the arc, goes over to Tripp, back to Jimenez. She'll set her feet, fire the three. It's left short. Rodriguez will take a long rebound. Second board of the day for Ari Rodriguez. She'll throw it to the high post. Sawyer wanted to hand it back to her. Instead, fires the triple and leaves it short. She's shot a lot of threes this week, and I know she's been working on them. Tripp with her third rebound. She'll get the ball, go for 14. It's going to fall out. Sawyer the rebound. 3 rebounds for Emily Sawyer, who played much of yesterday in foul trouble, and then a quick hand check foul is going to be called on Tawny Rodriguez of Eastern. And I think that is their third team foul, no, just their second team foul.
Interesting there, because I would have thought you could have got the 10-second violation, because look at it, it's 23 seconds on the clock right now. And they had them pinned back there in the backcourt pretty well.
Goes back to 30. Lob pass up ahead, Charles. Latai with Moreno on her. Dangerous pass to Rodriguez. In front of Tawny Rodriguez. Ari Rodriguez back to Sawyer. Now Walker for a long three on the way. Scoots off to the right side. Charles flies in, knocks the ball out of bounds. And it will be team rebound for Eastern Wyoming. Kapelovich, excuse me, and Lenoy Bitten are both from Israel. As there's a block and a takeaway by Emily Sawyer. Nice job.
Nice straight up block that time.
Both from Israel and both served in the Israeli army. And now you've got everything you've got going on over the other side of the country. Those two definitely keeping an eye on family and friends at home, and a lot playing on their minds as they come to play a game and go to college in the States. Charles underneath, through the hands. Mendoza saves it on the left side. 3 to shoot. Rodriguez lets it fly. It's an air ball. Out of bounds it goes to Eastern Wyoming. .148 remaining, first quarter, 10-9 Eastern, a 1-point advantage. Central had a 7-point lead at one point. This is Eastern's largest lead of the night.
Been a bit stagnant here as of late, that score, though.
It has.
It's not going to be a 35-33 quarter, this one.
Not this one for sure. Long has it. Rustlers in a zone defense. Moreno cross courts it. Triple on the way. Tripp, good. Allie Tripp getting her first basket of the game.
A Tripp triple there.
80 seconds remaining as Vergara gets fouled in the backcourt. And it's like
they fouled several times in the backcourt.
Right, they called the third one, and they give the foul on Tani Rodriguez, who quite honestly I didn't think was in the area code, was she? Going to send in Nikolina Vukovic into the basketball game. Vukovic, 6'1" freshman out of Montenegro. Minute 10 left in a 4-point Eastern advantage after the triple by Tripp. Walker to Ballin. She'll get a three on the way. That one is no good. Central has kind of been ice cold since they got out to that big lead. They've come up empty on several possessions here after they had a hot start. Turning, Mokofisi rejected by Sawyer, taken away by Walker. Underneath, Tervort right through her hands from SB Vergara, and they'll turn it over, their fifth turnover of the game.
Did that pass get tipped at all before it got to her at all?
It's a good question,
that
though.
That throw you off, certainly, trying to catch it.
Central had a 9-2 advantage. It's an 11-0 spurt for Eastern here in the tail end, the last, 5 minutes of the the first quarter. Vukovic got it and one from 15 feet. Tervort, second personal foul on Tiffany. Vukovic, the basket and the chance for the and one. 13 straight by Eastern. Boy, these little lulls like this have done in the Lady Rustlers in the last 24 hours. Vukovic free throw is good. Shot clock expired, game clock at 19. Central will break the press. They need a basket in a bad way here. Tervort's going to run to the baseline, throws it away. Comes into the hands of Moreno. Tripp just inside half court, lets it fly at the buzzer, and it almost goes in. And we've played 10 minutes of basketball.
That would have been a nasty kiss of death in a way for CWC had that fallen.
Definitely. 14-point run as it is to close out the last 5.5 minutes of the first quarter for Central. For Eastern against Central. 16-9 our score. Second quarter on the way on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard after this. This is Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media.
A Big Win sponsor of the Rustler Athletic Booster Club is Health Source Chiropractic of Riverton, restoring health through the relentless pursuit of exceptional care. They offer chiropractic care and exercise therapy for everyone. Services include spinal decompression for degenerative or bulging discs without surgery and custom orthotics. They also have health products and nutritional supplements. See them at 910 North 8th West in Riverton or online at healthsourcechiro.com/Riverton.
Rustler Sports On Air are brought to you in part by Porter's Supply of Riverton, offering grills, spas, fire pits, gas stoves, wood-burning stoves, and Green Mountain pellets. They are located at 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton. Details can be found online at portersmvs.com. Thanks to Porter's Supply for the sponsorship of tonight's pregame show.
Welcome back to Rustler Gymnasium. Central held a 9-2 lead with 6:56 left to play in the first quarter.
And they're still there.
And they have been outscored since that point. 14-0 in the last almost 7 minutes of this basketball game. You talk about lulls.
And you were saying how it looked like Eltrip or Eastern looked out of sorts early on, and now the out of sorts team is us.
Well, and Central has gone ice cold from the field.
And I don't think they're red hot on the other side, for that matter.
Central 4 of 18. Eastern, I'll get them right one of these times. 7 of 19, 37%. 1 of 7 from the arc till now. As Haley Long comes out, buries a triple, and they're 2 of 8 now. And the run continues now. 19-9. Rodriguez to Vergara. She'll step into a long three and answer. Much needed bucket by Central. Their first in over 7 minutes. And yet only trail by 7, really, if you want a silver lining there. Tripp for 3. No good. And rebound by Mokofisi.
She had a couple of open teammates underneath, didn't see them.
Vukovic lay-in misses. Ball bounces off of a couple of players. Long ends up with it. Tripp will go down the lane and score.
You know, the hustle we saw last night, CWC not getting the loose balls right now.
21-12. Eastern out in front. Baseball pass into the corner. Ball in, one touch quick. Back out to Vergara for another three. That's good. Back-to-back dribbles by Vergara. Much needed buckets after a 7-minute drought for CWC. Long, left side. Back into the hands of Vukovic for three, and a foul called. It's going to go against Haley Long. As she was boxing out Vergara, Long will get the foul call. First personal on Haley Long as Gutierrez Ciordia will check back into the ball game for Eastern. Out goes Vukovic. Mendoza returns for Vergara, who looked maybe a little shaken up, holding her left calf on the end of the central bench on the top of your screen left side if you're watching this on RustlerAthletics.com. Ballin throws it off the foot of Long and will stay in possession. Western Wyoming leading Casper as they start the second quarter in women's play, 20-16. Casper ranked in the top 25. Ballin will take the inbound, bring it across the timeline, and throw it away.
Well, the unforced turnovers biting CWC.
Threw it to where Walker was instead of where she was going. Tripp's going to get a rebound. Flips it back out to Moreno for three. Shot doesn't go, but another rebound, this time by Kopelovic. Ball is loose, and Rodriguez will pick it up.
That was Sawyer's third block on the night.
Did a very good job underneath defensively. Walker runs into trouble. Ball is loose, picked up by Long. 8 turnovers on Central. 2-on-1, bounce left side trip, fouled by Ballin. Not a bad foul because she was going to score that pretty much anyway. Tao will pick up her first personal foul. Vergara will check back into the contest for Central.
Kopelovic back into the ball game too, by the way, for Eastern.
I gave an errant basket to Kopelovic for Mokofisi as the first free throw goes in by Allie Tripp. So does the second. 10-point Eastern lead. So now we've got a scoring discrepancy as well. I'm not sure if it's me that's off or our scoreboard that is off right now. I have it 25-15. They have it 23-14 on the scoreboard in front of you. And doesn't look like either team is looking at the...
And none of the fans are complaining either, for that matter.
Yeah, they were on it earlier. So Vergara must have only gotten a 2 out of it. She'll try another one. That one definitely was a 3. And it's going to go out of bounds into the Lancer bench. 23-14, Eastern the lead. 7:20 left to play first half from Rustler Gymnasium. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle, Amanda Nikoloff, and the new media kids working hard for us. Noah Marshall and Jill helping us today. Underneath, shot goes over the top of the rim, put back up and in by Kopelovic. 11-point Eastern lead. Vergara pushes off. Will they get her for the offensive foul? No, they're going to go with a defensive foul. Now the referees will confer, and they will say that it is on Eastern. It's on Moreno. That one could have gone either way, really. Walker and Sawyer out. Charles and Tervort back in. Ballin lobs it up to Vergara. Left side, Mendoza. Ballin has it back now. Left side, Charles. Shot clock to 10. Espy puts it on a string. Finds Mendoza in the corner. That triple is good for Crizel Mendoza.
The one returning player from last year's team.
She did a lot of that three-point shooting last year as a freshman. 25-17 after the triple by Mendoza. Bounce underneath. Pelovic is going to be fouled, either to Vort or Charles. They're looking for Latai's number, so it's going to be on number 11. That'll be her first. Pelovic, free throw is no good. We'll have another. They're 3 of 4 on the afternoon. Second is good. Vergara cross court to Ballin. Back out top, Mendoza. 6 minutes left to play in the first half. 26-17, Eastern out in front. Central honestly down 9. Not as bad as it could be after a 7-minute drought. Boy, bodies fly, and Latai Charles will be fouled by Allie Tripp. And that was another one that I think maybe could have gone either way as well. Actually, they're going to go against Moreno or Tripp. Oh, we'll never know. They're not going to put that on the scoreboard, unfortunately. Shot on the way, Charles. Fake for 3, no good. Mendoza had it, lost it out of bounds. It's going to go to Eastern Wyoming. So if it was on Tripp, it would be her second. But
and it almost had to be because she was like the only person there. But
it would, yeah,
we missed a couple like that. Or
right.
Somebody missed that yesterday.
We're going to give it to Allie. Will be her second. Baseline, nice pass. Shot goes over the rim, and it's rebounded by Kapelovic. Right side, outside, Gutierrez Yordias. Shot is no good. And that one goes off Tripp out of bounds, and it will be Central basketball. Central went almost 8 minutes without a score until the Vergara 3 to begin the quarter.
And they've not really been red hot since that time either, for that matter. But
yeah, 7 of 23, 30%. 3 of 13 from the arc today after they shot it a lot better yesterday. Tervort in traffic, travels with the basketball, and a 9th turnover will give it back. As you see Coach Larson in a media timeout just under the 5 mark. 4:58 left to play in the first half. Eastern Wyoming 26, Central 17. We'll get you back, update you on Casper Western right after this.
Myers Gambles is a proud supporter of Rustler Sports Broadcasts. They're located in downtown Lander at 420 Main Street, offering furniture, mattresses, appliances, home office, kitchen, and more. They feature brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Jenn-Air. Turn around, shop in town. More details can be found online at landergambles.com.
Gales Carpet Floor and Home in Riverton and Altitude Interiors of Lander is proud to support Central Wyoming College athletic broadcasts, offering vinyl, hardwood, tile, and laminate flooring. All can be found online at galescarpet1riverton.com and altitudeinteriors.net.
26-17, 4:58 left to play. I had the score different than what it is at 26-17, and then I see our scorers going over to the scoring table to take a look as well. And so one thing I can think of, I thought both of Espy's shots were definitely three-pointers, but missing a point somewhere, and Central has only shot threes here and there, or only made threes, minus apparently the one by Vergara that was only ruled a 2. But everybody seems satisfied, and we're back at it. Long into the corner to Tripp. Triple, no good. Ball skims off. Saved by Tervort, but her toes are on the line. And it will stay in possession of Eastern Wyoming. Eastern has out-rebounded Central unofficially 24-12 with 4 minutes
Not
and
surprising
42 seconds.
What we've seen.
Right. Moreno, wide open long on the inbound. Bank it up and in. Too easy. They lost her, and she banks it in for 7 points now.
Yeah, nice pick, and then she peeled off it.
11-point advantage for the Lancers with 3 new Rustlers to check in. Driving Latai, missed the shot. Battles for and gets her own rebound, though. Great job battling for that. Vergara leaves it short from 15. And a foul in the backcourt on the Rustlers. It's going to be on SB Vergara. That is her first. Third team foul on Central. And, you know, when they don't put the fouls on the board, the scoreboard automatically tallies the team fouls, too. And I'm not sure if there's a way to put the team foul on there without putting up the individual foul, as Long's 15-footer is no good, but she'll battle for and get her own rebound. Fire one up, no good, and a tie-up, and the arrow will be favoring Central on the rebound by Sawyer, her 5th.
Now they're going to call a foul instead.
Call a foul instead, so. Kapelovic will get her first personal foul. 4th team foul.
That's
Gutierrez Ciordia.
I have to believe that's a 10-second count, but
it was 21 when she came across the timeline, as Vergara's triple is no good. Rebound run down in the corner by Sawyer. Driving Walker, laid up with the left hand on the left side. Ciordia. Gutierrez throws it away, taken away by Vergara. And now Vergara is going to have her legs taken out from underneath her by Gutierrez Ciordia. That'll be her second personal foul. Espy was already holding that left calf as she got her pins taken out from underneath her on that play. And that'll be 6 team fouls by my count. And it will put Vergara to the line. Trying to cut into a 9-point game, 28-19. Free throw is good. I promised you an update. Casper has come from behind and has taken a lead on Western, now leading 34-21. They were down about 21-16, and they've stormed back on Western as Vergara gets both. 28-21, Eastern with the lead in the basketball. Long throws it to Moreno. Back to Long. Long with a long 3. It goes halfway down, comes all the way out. Tripp the rebound to Moreno. She'll put it up and in from 15 on the right side corner. Started with an offensive rebound by Tripp as she outraced Vergara, who's a little slowed up by the injury, I think.
You're talking rebounding, but as the basket is good, but the offensive rebounding has been really strong.
Ari Rodriguez,
not a real big team,
drops one in from 10 feet on the right side. Haley Long, right side outside. She missed 4 or 5 games this year, did Long, with a ankle injury, and an offensive foul underneath on Kapelovic, blocking out on the pick, and that'll be her second. Turnover number 9 on the visitors as Kapelovic will check out of the ball game. Tervort, Rodriguez, Vergara, Walker, and Sawyer, the 5 on the court for the Lady Rustlers. 2:20 remaining in the first half. A 7-point Eastern lead. Tervort has it knocked away. It gets knocked clear into the back court. Vergara goes to the floor, throws it up immediately. Great job by Vergara. Gives it to Tervort. She'll fire for 6. Missed it. Rebound into the hands of Walker for a triple. That's good. Sparks by a couple of different things on that. A heads-up play by Vergara on one end, a tip out to keep the ball alive by Tervort on the other end, and then the 3 ball by Walker.
It's hard to believe we're down by just 4 points.
And a reach foul on Vergara, and I would concur with that, honestly, especially after the 7-minute-plus drought the Rustlers had. Second personal foul on Vergara. Fourth team foul on the Rustlers. Tal Ballin back into the ball game. Espy still kind of nursing that left calf. Gutierrez Ciordia back up top to Tripp. Back to Andrea. Good defense by Rodriguez. Long. I don't think that pass was intended for her. She tried to pick it off and instead turns it over. I don't think that pass was going to her as she cut through the lane. Central gets it back, 1:15 left, and there's a step in by Moreno and a takeaway, and she'll go the distance, put it up and in.
Interesting, not exactly a layup. She kind of got down there, stopped, and then shot it off the glass.
Back to a 6-point Eastern lead, a minute left to play in the first half on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tervort, left side angle 15, buries it. Nice little stop and pop by Tip Tervort. It's a 4-point game, 45 seconds left. Cross underneath, Ciordia partially blocked by Walker. Ball is loose, picked up and put in by Haley Long.
And that's that offensive rebound.
Yeah, Tawny Rodriguez with the offensive rebound. Actually, excuse me, it was Mokofisi that got the rebound to help keep that alive. Shot clock 3 seconds ahead of the game clock at 34-28. Ten to shoot now. Rodriguez looking for a pick from Sawyer. Going to step in, launch a long three that is no good. Long the rebound. Stolen away by Walker. Ball in at the buzzer is short. And the first half comes to an end. Central goes a little over 7 minutes without scoring in the end of the first quarter into the second quarter, yet find themselves only down by 2 possessions at the intermission. It is Eastern Wyoming 34, is Central 28. We'll be back with your Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show. This is Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media.
The Wind River Casino has something for everyone when it comes to dining, and they're a great supporter of Rustler Radio. The Red Willow Steak and Seafood is open Thursday through Sunday from 4 to 9 p.m. The Buffalo Sportsbook Grill is open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Menus and more information can be found at windriverhotelcasino.com.
Support of Rustler Athletics comes from Sutherland's on North Federal Boulevard in Riverton. Whether you have a minor repair or a large project, take advantage of Sutherland's many rewards. Sign up for our emails and monthly gifts. Save even more with the Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus consumer credit card. Apply online or see a store associate for complete details. You can order online for in-store or curbside pickup at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's of Riverton, helping you build it better since 1917.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is helping in the battle with COVID-19. This month, they are focusing on 2 crucial aspects of this battle: COVID-19 testing and vaccination. Wind River Cares is offering free COVID-19 testing kits and strongly urge you to get vaccinated. You can call 856-9281 to obtain a free testing kit or inquire about vaccination. Together, you'll reduce the virus's spread and keep our community safe. Your health matters, so prioritize safety, stay informed, and work towards a healthier, COVID-free future. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare, your partner in this fight against COVID-19.
Rustler Radio is supported by Altitude Interiors by Gales and Lander. Altitude Interiors offers a wide range of flooring options, including carpet, laminates, luxury vinyl plank, and more. Additionally, they provide walk-in showers and custom rug binding services to match your specific size and material preferences. Installation services are available, and financing options can be discussed. Learn more about Altitude Interiors by visiting altitudeinteriors.net.
Rustler Radio is sponsored in part by the Wind River Hotel and Casino. The Buffalo Coffee Shop proudly serves Starbucks. Open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., serving Starbucks coffee and beverages. The casino also has pastry items baked in-house by the casino's very own baker. The Buffalo Coffee Shop open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. More information can be found at windriverhotelcasino.com.
Don't miss your chance to win $10,000. And support Rustler Athletics. The Rustler 500 is coming.
We are at the intermission. This is your Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show, brought to you by YDOT, reminding you to buckle up every trip, every time. It is Eastern 34. It is Central 28. Central had a 9-2 lead with 6:56 left to play in the first quarter. They ended up getting outscored 14-0 over those 7 minutes of that first quarter, and then gave up a big 3 to Haley Long to start the next quarter to go down 19-9, but then have untracked a little bit. They outscore Eastern 19-18 in the second to make up a little bit of ground. It's 34-28, our score right now at the intermission on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Leading the way for Central as we take a look at some of the scoring numbers. Tiff Tervort has 6. SB Vergara has 7, and I actually still have 8. And I asked Kylan Schultz, who was doing the stats, I said, did they give only a 2 on one of Vergara's? And he's like, something like that. As he, their scoring had the same score I did, which would make it 34-29 right now, but somewhere it was either ruled to 2 or something along that nature. And so that is where it's at right now, and just 7 points for SB right now. So they're minus that point. I match the scoring that's on the scoreboard right now at 34-28. Like I said, SB has 7, Tiff Tervort has 6, Katie Walker has 5, Ari Rodriguez has 5, Mendoza has 3, Ballin has 2. Emily Sawyer yet to score in this contest right now. She does have 6 rebounds, though, and she also has 3 or 4 blocks on the other side defensively for CWC. So great job by Sawyer defensively and rebounding to help out. Central, though, has been out-rebounded by 12 unofficially, 28-16 in the rebounding category right now. For Eastern Wyoming, they are led by Haley Long, as they usually are. She has 9. Allie Tripp has 7. Tamar Kopovelic has 5. Luna Moreno has 4. 4 points for Andrea Gutierrez-Yordia. 3 points for Nikolina Vucevic, and 2 points for Tani Rodriguez in the ball game right now. They are at the half in Casper, and I'm not sure why they take their score down at halftime, so you can't see, but it is 40-26, Casper leading at half, as they have completely stifled Western after Western had gotten out to a early something like 21-16 lead, and then Casper just goes off in the second half of the first half of that ball game. That would make it the second quarter, I guess, wouldn't it? Yeah, as they have a 40-26 lead on Western Wyoming at the half as well. Other statistics, we'll go with 6 rebounds for Allie Tripp, 6 rebounds for Haley Long. Tamar Kopovelic has 3. Central Wyoming's leading rebounder, Emily Sawyer, has 6. 3 each for Rodriguez and Vergara. Foul trouble in the ball game. Nobody really with foul trouble, and that is where I could probably look at what is closer to the official stats right now. Nobody with more than 2. Rodriguez and Kopovelic each have 2 fouls on the other side for Central, 2 fouls each for Tervort and SB Vergara in what you would and could call foul trouble right now for CWC. At the break on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, it's 34-28. Eastern Wyoming is out in front. We'll take a break. We'll come back and preview the men's game and give you some other scores from around the state of Wyoming, including the border war. The Cowboys take it on CSU. We'll do that here in just a moment. This is the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show, brought to you by YDOT.
Peter and his mischievous fairy sidekick Tinkerbell visit the nursery of the Darling Children late one night, and with a sprinkle of pixie dust begin a magical journey across the stars that none of them will ever forget. In the adventure of a lifetime, the travellers come face to face with a ticking crocodile, and of course the villainous Captain Hook. Don't miss Central Wyoming College's production of Peter Pan, with performances starting March 14th through March 23rd. Contact the CWC box office for showtimes and information, or go to cwc.edu.
High school juniors and seniors, get ready for for an incredible day of exploration and opportunity at CWC Discover Day, Wednesday, February 21st. Discover your dream major at the academic fair and explore our beautiful campus. Parents, we've got you covered with a special session right before you get a free lunch. Get the inside scoop on all CWC programs at the information session. And of course, don't miss the prizes at 2:00 p.m. for your chance to win something special. Text the word DISCOVER to 855-2001 for more information or RSVP at cwc.edu/discover to secure your spot. This exclusive event is for high school juniors and seniors, so bring your friends and let's explore endless possibilities together. Don't miss this chance to shape your future. Wednesday, February 21st. Text DISCOVER to 855-2001. CWC Discover Day.
The CWC men's basketball team is gearing up for their final youth camp of the season, and they want your kids to be a part of the action. The camp will be held on Saturday, February 3rd, and Sunday, February 4th, from 9 to 11 a.m. each morning. The camp is open to boys and girls from kindergarten to 8th grade. Whether your child is a seasoned baller or just starting out, there's something for everyone. Information for camp can be found on the Riverton RREC website. You can pre-register for camp or walk in the day of. Reach out with any questions, and see you at the CWC men's basketball camp on February 3rd and 4th.
Back at the intermission at Central Wyoming College, Eastern Wyoming leading 34-28. Casper is leading Western Wyoming in women's play 40-26 at the half after Western had got out to that big lead. And they are almost at halftime at the AA in Laramie, and you've got border war going on. They are actually at the half. And I believe Wyoming has a 31-28 advantage at the break. And I believe CSU is ranked nationally, are they not?
They were. They were great guns, but they're only 3-3 in the conference, I believe, right now.
They have taken the score off of that at halftime as well. So I believe Cowboys are up 31-28 at the intermission with Jeff Linder and Colorado State.
It's weird right today because Texas plays at BYU, and that's a conference game. It just looks so weird to see those two teams playing in a conference contest.
Men's game coming up next. It will be Central Wyoming College and Eastern Wyoming. Central 11 of 10. They've won 5 of their last 6. As they are 2-1 in the Region 9 North after a 20-point win over LCCC. Eastern Wyoming was pummeled by 20-something at Northwest on Thursday. They're 1-2 in the league and on a 2-game losing skid and are 4-15 on the year under head coach Tom Anderson. Cowboys are up on 23rd-ranked Colorado State 31-28 at the intermission in Laramie, by the way. Looking at the men's game today, you've got the conference's leading scorer in Micah Glover from Eastern Wyoming at 19 points a game. He's the North #1 leading scorer. He's also second by mere percentage points in three-point percentage behind Central's King Solomon at 47% three-point shooting. So Glover, the 6'2 sophomore out of Brookshire, Texas, is going to be one of the big players to stomp on the other side for Coach Brad Schmidt, and he'll talk about that in the pregame. The other is Micaiah Tarver, 6'5 freshman out of Salt Lake, 4th leading rebounder in Region 9 North. He averages 13 points, and Coach said that's our concerted effort. Take out those two guys. He says it in the pregame interview. He'll say, take the head off the snake, and we'll see what happens. And then on the other side, his team is playing well. Sam Marbury, 31 last night. Sam is averaging 26 points a game over the last 5 games of the season, including 3 conference games in there, as he has been playing very well. 20 in the first half last night.
Well, going into last night's game, he was our 3rd leading scorer, and I predicted that at the end of the year he'll be our leading scorer on the season.
Yeah, he has done very well. Julian Roberts, 18 points, 18 rebounds, 20-plus points last night to help the Central Everett a 20-point win over LCCC. So, and again, we talked about this 3-game stretch, 2 at home and then a Tuesday night road game at Northwest College. Nothing is a gimme in Region 9. We know that, but the stars kind of aligning perhaps for Central if they can get these two, possibly go sneak that one away on the road, and then come battle for first place on Saturday afternoon of next week when the Gillette Pronghorns come back to town after a 3-year hiatus.
And Gillette may not be #1 by then anyhow, so.
True that. Yes, definitely with the way the Region 9 goes, and we'll see how it stacks up. Central will have the basketball down 6 when we come back from this timeout. This has been the Buckle Up for Wyoming, Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show, brought to you by our friends at Wydot. Central trails 34-28 on the halftime scoreboard.
This has been the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show. Thanks to Wydot, who reminds you to buckle up every trip, every time. The second half is next from Rustler Media.
Rustler Athletics helps foster academic achievement, leadership, community engagement, and pride. The Rustler Athletics mission is to help student athletes compete at the highest level in their chosen sport and help them build a foundation for a successful life after competition. A $100 donation to the Rustler 500 reverse raffle not only gets you a chance of winning part of $15,000, but also helps make a difference in the lives of CWC student athletes. The last ticket selected will win $10,000, but all money raised helps our athletes win. Check rustlerathletics.com for details. And thanks for helping out, Rustler Nation.
As the second largest intercollegiate athletic association in the country, the NJCAA serves not only a pivotal role in college athletics, but in higher education. The NJCAA Foundation aims to move the association forward through resources, grant programs, and other special initiatives. Your gift to the NJCAA Foundation will make a difference and create opportunities.
This is KCWC FM, Riverton. Heard around the world on the Rustler Radio app. Rustler Media. Your home of Rustler basketball.
Second half will begin, but not until we get a scoreboard operator. She's on her way back in, so I guess we'll be good in another 50 seconds. 34-28 Eastern out in front. Eastern in their road black uniforms. Kind of a silvery white numbering with gold trim. Central, the home whites, orange numbers, black trim. Central across the front. Vergara, Rodriguez, Tervort, Ballin, and Sawyer are the 5 that will take the floor to start it out. Central basketball.
Interesting, the Central uniforms say Central in cursive. I told you about that column. Should teams have cursive names on their uniforms anymore, because nobody writes cursive and it's not taught in school anymore even. And it's an interesting idea, if nothing else.
I just read somewhere where it's like now being taught in 16 states again, and on the rise that cursive is coming back.
Wow.
Kids can't write a signature. I have 2 at home, 19 and 21, that can't write a signature. Andrea Gutierrez Secordia is playing defense. Allie Tripp, Haley Long, also Luna Moreno, and you have Tamar Kopovelich. We were waiting on an official then as well as the official.
A lot of waiting going on.
Yeah, just showed back up. They'll get it to Vergara in the backcourt. Coach Larson in his first season got to take his team over the New Year holiday back to Pima, Arizona, as Tervort tries a triple to start the second half. Vergara ends up with the rebound. Dishes over to Sawyer, her first basket of the game.
Nice pass, nice little follow-away short shot.
2 points for Sawyer. Long rejected by Sawyer and taken away.
Unofficially, that's her 4th clean block I've seen.
Tervort back out. Vergara to get within 1. Yes! Rustlers with a quick 5 points to begin the second half, and they're within 1.
Been a game of mini runs, hasn't it? Well, one run wasn't all that many, I guess.
Long triple on the other side will answer that of Vergara. I had Espy for 3 threes, but only 2 counted, unfortunately. Numbers, Tervort, Sawyer dishes back out. Vergara flat-footed. Tervort's going to swat it back out of there, and Ballin's going to end up with it. Vergara now with it. Sends Ballin out. Very vocal Eastern Wyoming bench helping their team defensively. Tervort runs past Long, shovels it away as it's picked up out of the air by Moreno. 3-on-2. Moreno, the distance, put it up, missed it. Ball is poked out of there, and Ballin ends up with it. Long pass up ahead, Trevort. She will go one-on-one, turn around for 6 and get it. 8 points, Tiffany Trevort.
Not a real easy shot when you're going full bore. Then you stop and then shoot.
2-point deficit for Central. We've played almost 2 minutes of the second half. Underneath, Kapelovich off glass over Sawyer is good. That's a tough, difficult kind of angle right there as well. Vergara looked off, Ballin in the corner, got it to Rodriguez, bounced to Sawyer. They'll break the press and lay it up and in. That's textbook right there, how you break a press. Started with a no-look pass by Vergara, by the way. Moreno, left side against the 1-3-1 of the Central defense. Long extra pass over in the corners. Gutierrez, Cordius, shot is no good. Sawyer the rebound. Central a chance to tie it up or take the lead this time down the floor. Trevort in trouble, flips it back out kind of wildly to Rodriguez. Ari, 16-footer straight away, is going to drop in, and we are tied at 39 apiece. Rustlers have come up off the deck after giving up 17 straight points in a 7-minute drought. That triple by Tripp misses. Vergara will get the rebound. Now you just need to avoid that lull here in the second half of your Central. Trevort, Sawyer, turnaround 8, and the Rustlers have the lead back. Third lead change of the ball game, and Central has outscored Eastern 13-5 to begin the second half. Tripp to Long in the paint, turns, throws it away as it goes through the hands of Kapelovich, out of bounds. Central will get it. 12 turnovers by the Lancers, and they'll sub out 3 as Rodriguez, Mokofisi, and Jimenez will come in. Tripp and Gutierrez, Secordia will stay on the court for Eastern.
Both halves starting sort of the same way,
yeah.
So hopefully the second part of the half will be the same way.
We're at the 6 and change mark where the drought happened in the first quarter for Central. Rodriguez jump pass. Vergara leans into a 3 and rolls out. How about that rebound, though, by Rodriguez? Big offensive rebound for a small player. Trevort triple misses. And the rebound pulled down by LCCC. And an offensive charge called on Jimenez, taking it. Tiff Trevort underneath. Turnover number 13 on the Lancers. 6 minutes left to play. And a near steal by Tawny Rodriguez, but Vergara ends back up with it. Now to Rodriguez, kind of playing 4 out, and then Sawyer back to the basket of the 15-foot line, finds Rodriguez. She left it short. She couldn't gather it in. She says it was tipped.
I wonder if it might be because it was short.
Referees confer and say there was a Lancer touch on it. And they're going to put the shot clock at what? Well, they don't matter. They put it at 13, or actually it's at 12 now. Trevort in traffic, finds Rodriguez in the corner for 3 is good with 2 on the shot clock. And the Rustler run continues. 16-5 with 5:33 left in the third quarter as Trevort will get her 3rd personal foul. And that might be the only blemish on her day so far, as she's going to find herself in and 3 fouls at 5 minutes left in the third. Not borderline foul trouble, I guess, if you will. But Katie Walker's going to come in nonetheless. Right side wide open is Jimenez for 3. No good. Rebound ends up in the hands of Tawny Rodriguez. She'll fire another one that finally goes.
Because that was the big problem, I think, for CWC in that first half, the offensive rebounds for Eastern.
Rodriguez, 4 points, 4 rebounds on the putback there. Central's lead is 3, 44-41. Backdoor a little bit too late. Tipped out of there by Tripp. It was a good idea, but Sawyer's pass about a half a beat too much behind that play. Long pass, so great defense by Gutierrez Cordia. She knocks it away. It's taken away. Rodriguez ahead of the pack, lay it up and in. Started with a great play by Andrea. Long pass up ahead. Sawyer, they beat the press and one. Sawyer fouled as she scores. Great half-court pass by the Rustlers on the assist.
That's grab and finish by Sawyer. A lot of times your post has a harder time, with a play like that where you've got to gather and then finish on the run like she did.
Yeah, got a timeout on the floor. And I was watching the replay to see who gave the assist. I believe it was Vergara from the blue line. 46-43, Sawyer. Foul, by the way, goes against Andrea Gutierrez Cordia, who I have for 3. They have for 2 on the board at the moment. Central out in front after they have outscored Eastern 18-9 here in the third stanza. Talk about the 35 points they put up in the fourth quarter last night. They're neighboring those numbers with 4:50 left in the third here. Western has kind of climbed back into the contest with Casper. It's a 10-point game. They have 5.5 left to play in the third in Casper. 46-36, Casper out in front right now. And the Cowboy men with Colorado State about ready to get their second half underway. Central, by the way, 63% free throw shooters. Emily is 67% on the year. Eastern is 76%. They average 26 free throws a game. Right now they've shot 5. Central has shot 2, and Central averages around 18 free throws per ball game. Sawyer, three-point play is no good. Ball falls off to Tani Rodriguez. Sawyer had not scored in the game till this quarter. She has 8 all in this quarter. Central in a 2-3 zone, under 5 to play. After the media timeout, Tripp. Down low, turning, Kopavelic, nice twist, and bring it back and score it.
I think she had to do something differently because she was getting tired of having her shot blocked.
The block party at Sawyer's house. Rodriguez up by 1, ballin', pump fakes the 3. She'll drive, float for 10, off the mark. And Tani Rodriguez with another big rebound. She's got 6. Up ahead, Tripp pushed underneath as it hits the underside of the rim, or the backboard rather. And Ari Rodriguez will get her first personal by my ledger. And it will send Allie Tripp to the free throw line. I'd only seen 8 free throws shot in the ball game up to this point. Now I have a feeling we may be going there a lot. Crizel Mendoza checking in. Allie Tripp to the line. Very good free throw shooter at 84%. She's hit 76 of 91 on the year as Tripp. Nothing but nylon on the first. Ties the game for a third time and then breaks the tie. 4th lead change of the game. 47-46. Eastern a 1-point advantage. 4 minutes left to play third quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Vergara backs it into the front court. Ballin, Crizel, left side corner. Sawyer spins up top. Walker got open, pops it, drops it. Katie Walker has 8. And the Rustlers have back the lead on a 5th lead change of the contest at 49-47. Jimenez. Gutierrez back out to Jimenez in the corner. Doesn't do anything with it. Turns. Walker's going to pin her down defensively, and a timeout called as they got the ball to a cutting player who scores, but a timeout called by Coach Larson as Walker had kind of pinned down her player. And we get a stop in play at the 3:27 mark in the third quarter. 5 lead changes, 3 ties, most of that here in this stanza, as the Rustlers have outscored Eastern 21-13 in this quarter and have put themselves out in front. And much like we said yesterday, Joel, we had not seen a Rustler team with the tenacity to come back from a 22-point deficit. How about a 7-point, almost a 7-minute drought in this one, and saw it be It went from 9-2 to 16-9 to 19-9, a 17-0 run over that 7 minutes.
It's so big that you had the 9-2 lead, I think.
Right, yeah, exactly. It definitely is probably a boost to morale there. It'll be 11 seconds on the shot clock when the Lancers come out of the timeout with 3:27 left in the third. Again, a big thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media kids. Nope, just got Joel and I for a brief second. I was going to wave to the camera and tell you that was Joel Kindle. I'm John Gabrielson, Noah Marshall, and Jill are up here in the press box. Amanda Nickel. I don't know who's directing, though, to be TBH. I have it on they throw it right through the hands of Kapelovich, taken away by Vergara. Central, right out of the timeout, gets an unforced turnover by the Lancers.
Yeah, Kapelovich just went butterfingered on that one. As the pass was nice.
Yeah, went right through her hands. Nice back door. Vergara knocked to the floor. Rebound Sawyer, put it back up and in. Sawyer all of a sudden looking at a double-double, 8 rebounds, 10 points, had not scored prior to the half. They throw it away again. Long pass up ahead, ball bounces weirdly. She'll stop and put it in for 6 and get it.
And that's not an easy shot, again, where you have to regather like that and stop your momentum.
Central a point away from their largest lead of the night with 2:40 left. Good ball movement. Rodriguez tied up, jump ball.
Well,
good hands by Katie Walker.
Quick whistle, though.
It was a quick whistle. Good quick hands by Katie Walker will get the arrow to switch, but it stays on possession right now for Eastern.
The only thing that's changed in the games, we've done games for years and years, how many held balls you used to get in the women's game? You just don't see that.
Well, when you call them that quick, you don't need to. Of course, that was a held ball that they did call. Underneath, Tawny Rodriguez over Latai Charles. Might have been some contact, nothing called. Katie Walker, I think, got hit in the gut on that one, as she's a little shaken up out there. Stays Eastern ball. They do set the shot clock back to 20. 2:28 left. Vukovic is back into the ball game right now. Trip for 3, right side, missed it. Katie Walker will get in position and make the rebound. Haley Long is on the bench right now, and now as I say that, she gets up and heads to the checkout stand. Walker for a triple again, not going to happen. Ball poked out of there by Ballin, though, and kept alive by Mendoza. Great job by Tal Ballin to poke that one out of there. Walker on the other side gets free. That one does not drop. And a rebound by Mokofisi, and she throws it away.
It's not her fault, though. Her teammate never turned around as she broke out.
Mendoza for 3. Rustlers have their largest lead of the night of 9. 56-47 with 95 seconds left in the third quarter. Tripp almost throws it away. Ball goes to the ground. And it's going to be another quick tie-up, but not so quick on that one. But Central's going to get the arrow on that exchange. Long comes back in for Tripp now, as you got your two best scorers splitting time right now.
They're your two best scorers, but I don't think they're the bell cow type players we saw last night.
Definitely not.
For LCCC.
Lila Spring for sure. Central there.
And I think the other one was just as important.
Largest lead of the night. Long triple misses by Ballin, and then a foul at midcourt by Natalia Ballin. Central has put up 28 here in the third quarter and have built a 9-point advantage, their largest of the afternoon. Long baseline. Kapelovich misses it over the top of the rim, and Rodriguez with the board. Long pass up ahead. Ballin lost it. Rodriguez gets it back. Turnover Central. Under a minute left to play in the third. Moreno fouled. Picked up by Katie Walker. Ari Rodriguez, second personal foul. Kopavelic to Long. Mismatch size-wise there as Mendoza on her defensively, but that's out at the top of the 2-3 zone, so that'll change if she goes down low. A long pass was behind her. It lets Charles get in good defensive position to stop her. Great job defensively. Right side 15, bury it. Vukovic, that's a nice play. Great defense by Latai Charles, though, shutting down Long, but the bad pass didn't help Eastern situation prior to that. Shot clock put away for the third quarter. 14 seconds left in a 7-point Rustler lead after they've dropped in 28 here in the third quarter. Rodriguez counted 4 seconds, and a reach foul coming in on Moreno. And I have it as the third foul of the quarter. It is. Moreno will get her second. 2 seconds left to shoot. Lob to Walker in the paint, and they will not get it to drop. And that's how the third quarter will end. But the Rustlers scored 28 in the third stanza, outscore the Lancers 28-15. At the end of three, they lead, however, 56-49. Rustlers out in front, fourth quarter on the way. This is Rustler basketball from Rustler Media.
At Fremont Chevy in Riverton, being in the community isn't just how we do business, it's our way of life. We think of our team, our customers, and our local community as one big family. For us, being community partners is more than just a source of great pride. It gives us a deep sense of responsibility. We are excited to bring you the scoreboard for Rustler Athletics on Rustler Media. See Fremont Chevy online and at North Federal Boulevard in Riverton.
County10.com supports this Rustler radio broadcast. At County 10, their mission is to connect the communities that make up Fremont County. Whether you're looking for updated community news, the local events calendar, up-to-date job listings, the details about new businesses in town, the Student of the Week spotlight, or just want to watch local athletic events, County10.com is working to keep Fremont County communities connected.
In that third quarter, Central would put up 28 points, going 12 of 22 from the field, 55% included 4 of 10 from the arc, and they missed their one and only free throw attempt that they had. On the other side, 37% for Eastern, 6 of 16, including 1 of 5 from the arc. And Central with a 56-49 advantage. Eastern Wyoming basketball to begin the fourth quarter. Moreno, Long. They've got Latai Charles kind of on the top of the point of the 1-3-1. Long for 15, goes 14-6. Clangs off the iron, out of bounds. Central basketball. Central has evened up the rebounding gap now at 35-29. They trail still, but are closer.
That means they're leading in the second half as well on the boards.
Casper College now trails Western Wyoming as Central throws that away. Western Wyoming has battled back off the turf and leads 53-50 with 9.5 left to play in their ball game.
We thought our game had runs.
Good gravy. Those are the top two teams in Region 9 basketball. Cowboys now trail Colorado State 40-36 in the second half of their ball game, now 40-38. Moreno to Kapelovic. 3 new Rustlers are going to check in as Marin Baker's checked in during the timeout. Nice job baseline, Vukovic. Pretty good defense by Central, better offense by Vukovic. Baker up ahead, Charles. Latai will go the distance, put it up and in.
Nice running hook shot.
First basket of the game for Latai. Vukovic, Marin Baker's going to go to the ground and tie it up with Andrea Gutierrez Secordia. And honestly, that was a pretty good job by Andrea to tie that one up. It's going to go Arrow Central, as now the arrow pointing back to Eastern. Central will break the press. They've done a good job of that all day. Corner pass. Walker left it short. Haley Long, the rebound on the air ball. Well, that was a good look. And driving is Corthia.
Not an easy shot there
no,
either.
Boy, that was almost an out-of-control type of situation. But she gets it to go. Trevort, 15, and a foul. Yeah, jumping in at the last second, poking the hand of Trevort is Moreno. And Marin Baker right back into the game. Tal Ballin walking behind these CWC bench right now, kind of by herself, as that free throw by Trevort does not get in. Central 2 of 4 from the stripe today is all. Second one is no good as well. Wow. And the rebound by Vukovic. 5-point game, 58-53. Moreno, baseline jumper is no good, and the rebound by Katie Walker. Third board of the game for Caitlin, if you will. 8 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Central by 5 after a 28-point output in the third quarter. Baker to Walker. And Walker, Baker just gets leveled by Haley Long.
It became a blocking sled.
Yeah.
Slid unintentionally.
Long will pick up. I have her for 2, and that shows up on the scoreboard as her first. So we're kind of all over the map up here. We're across the gym from where the officials give their calls. Trevort, baseline, fouled. She was a little bit out of control as she gets bailed out on a foul by Mokafisi.
That was a pretty good pick on top that time as well.
Trevort will go back to the line. She just missed a couple there a moment ago. Tip free throw on the way, good. 9 points for Trevort. How about this for some even scoring? Sawyer, Vergara, Rodriguez all with 10. Walker 8, Trevort 9, now 10. They've spread it out. Mendoza has 6. Ballin has 4. Right side partially blocked, but a foul comes in on Trevort. That may be 4 on Tiff. I have her for 4, and we'll see what the roulette plays on the scoreboard. They say 4 as well. And so Tiff Trevort will have 4 personal fouls, and to the line goes Luna Moreno, and she'll knock down the first. 7 of 8 on the day for Eastern from the free throw line. 8 of 9 with that one. 60-55, Rustlers break the press. Baker steps out, fires a 3, and gets the 3. How about that play by Marin Baker? Huge 3. Boy, the confidence in that DuBois freshman to come out there and step back and bury that one as a press breaker. Secordia for 3, no good. Long rebound though, Moreno, and she'll be fouled by Katie Walker. Good tenacity by Moreno.
Walker's looks like a little injured or shook up on that play.
Well, that's the
time.
Yeah, exactly. Just about what I was going to say. She got a shot to the sternum before, and I think pretty much the same situation on her right there. Substitutions for the Lancers as Tawny Rodriguez and Allie Tripp come back in, and Moreno hits her 3rd straight free throw. That's actually her 4th straight free throw. She's 4 of 5 after she missed her first of the day. And she knocks that one down. 2-possession game.
Every time you say Tawny Rodriguez, it sounds like another name is about to enter the lexicon.
7:15 left to play. A lot of time in this one. Baker brings it back out. Walker sets her feet, tries a triple, and that one left short as well. Well, she's not drawn iron on her last 2 triples. And out of bounds it goes to Eastern Wyoming. She had a good look, and she's definitely well within her range. Just didn't go these last 2 times. Ballin and Rodriguez, next dead ball, will enter the lineup for the Rustlers. Rodriguez.
In fact, the Rustlers have every player on their team has got the green light to shoot the 3.
That 3 misses, but an offensive rebound by Andrea. Underneath, Long for 4 is good as she battled her way and got some space and scores.
Lead down to 4 and almost a steal.
Tripp's going to knock it out of bounds, and we'll get a timeout on the floor. 6:41 left to play. Central will be down to 2 timeouts, as will Eastern after this break. 63-59. Central out in front. They have the basketball when we come back on Rustler Media.
Hey, high for an incredible day of exploration and opportunity at CWC Discover Day, Wednesday, February 21st. Discover your dream major at the academic fair and explore our beautiful campus. Parents, we've got you covered with a special session right before you get a free lunch. Get the inside scoop on all CWC programs at the information session. And of course, don't miss the prizes at 2:00 p.m. for your chance to win something special. Text the word DISCOVER to 855-2001 for more information or RSVP at cwc.edu/discover to secure your spot. This exclusive event is for high school juniors and seniors, so bring your friends and let's explore endless possibilities together. Don't miss this chance to shape your future. Wednesday, February 21st. Text DISCOVER to 855-2001. CWC Discover Day.
University of Wyoming leading Colorado State 42-41. 12 minutes left to play in that ball game. And in Casper, Western Wyoming leads the top 25 ranked Thunderbirds 58-52. They've got 6 minutes left to play in that ball game at Sweet Erickson Thunderbird Gym. Rodriguez takes the ball and goes across half court as they break the pressure. Central with a lead and the basketball. Tervort playing with 4 fouls, gives it out to Vergara. Central going to take some time off the shot clock. Vergara's three is good.
Tervort with 4 personal fouls really can't play the same type of defense he normally would want to play.
Right side, Moreno, pump fake. Ball is going to drop out and be picked up by Tervort in the corner. She's in trouble, throws it. Touched. Central will give it up.
I think she tried to get it off an opposing player and just happened to miss.
I didn't see what had happened. And Coach Larson wanting orange play called here as Moreno will inbound. Boy, Tripp was wide open underneath and a timeout called by Coach Larson. They'll be down to 1 timeout. Boy, Tripp got wide open underneath and they couldn't find her in. They end up calling the timeout. Watching the replay on Tervort. Yeah, she tried to bounce it off of Rodriguez and it just missed her foot. Appreciate you tuning in on RustlerAthletics.com. Former Central Wyoming College student, one Mr. Danon Weaver, watching down from Lamar, Colorado and Region 9 South Country. Kevin Billy posted he's watching from Gallup, New Mexico. Of course, that's the home of Haley Long.
Did you go to school there, in fact, at one time?
No, I went to the other side of the state. I was at Portales, but we went through Gallup to go to Phoenix. So
Route 66.
I did spend a night in Gallup, New Mexico one night. I was sicker than a dog, and we couldn't go any further, so found a little motel in Gallup on the interstate.
Famous on Route 66. The interstate parallels Route 66 right there. I-40, I believe.
Yes, I-40. Some of the roughest interstate. Of course, we're talking about I-80, but I-40 at the
ran
time.
Off the road there a couple years ago.
I-40 at the time was no picnic either back in the day. Appreciate you guys tuning in on the Rustler Athletics YouTube page. 6:06 left. Long takes the inbound, gives it back over to Andrea. Tony Rodriguez over the top of Sawyer, who fell down, and she missed it.
And I think that kind of threw her off, really, when she was wide open like that with the body on the ground right in front of her.
Yeah, like afraid almost that you're going to land on her. And then Central gives it away. And getting it back is Eastern. Moreno, right side. Push it down to the low block. Robinson battling in on Ballin will score. Boy, she just kind of imposed her will on Tal Ballin and scores.
But actually ramping up their press, you can see.
And they almost get a steal out of it. They'll cross the line at 21. Well, just barely beat the 10 count, and then they're throwing it away. Vergara, no look pass Sawyer, ran up and in. Great dish, Espy Vergara.
Yeah, when nothing is working and then you get the points at the end is a pretty good deal.
On a great play by Espy's no look. Moreno, 15, misses. Ball and down in the trees will get the rebound. Pressure forthcoming out of bounds. It'll stay Central basketball. Well, you talk about amping up the defensive pressure. Eastern has certainly turned up the pressure cooker. Central, however, has avoided disaster. Tervort driving through the lane. Scoop with a right hand. How did that go in? 12 for Tervort. The Rustlers back up 9. Secordia the other way. Goes coast to coast, puts it off glass and scores.
Well, the long passes are paying off for CWC right now.
Tervort
that press.
Rejected by Long this time. Nothing called. Ball taken away by Tripp. Here comes Eastern. Down by 7. 4.5 left. Secordia again will throw one up and in.
Not an easy shot there either.
Tervort's going to travel on the other end and give the basketball back. They have broken the press a lot. Coach wanted the 2 steps for a layup. Official disagrees. I didn't see it, to be honest with you.
I look like a travel from here, but that doesn't mean I know what I'm doing.
Secordia out to Tripp. Cross court tipped by who else? Tipped Tervort, taken away by SB Vergara. Another great defensive play by Tiffany Tervort, playing with 4 personal fouls. 4 minutes left to play on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Ball and runs past Rodriguez, lay it up and in. Great first step towel.
That could be a really big basket, I think, as they throw it away as well.
Turnover on the other end is number 19 on Eastern, previously unbeaten in Region 9 play. Can the Rustlers knock them off? Vergara, 16, knocked to the floor, got it. No call for the foul. 15 for Vergara. Back to a 9-point Rustler advantage. You only have 1 timeout left. When do you use that if you're Coach Larson right now? Driving and getting fouled is Moreno.
It also means you don't have any of those timeouts to move the ball ahead either.
At the end of the ball game, yeah. And the foul is going to be on Tal Ball in her 3rd. That will send Moreno to the line. Kapelovich will check into the game for Tani Rodriguez. And back to the line, Luna Moreno. She is dropping them in left and right. You know, and I had her, she's a perfect 5 for 5. I had her missing her first, but that was Kapelovich that missed 1 of 2 early. She is 6 for 6 is Moreno. Apologies on behalf of her stat ledger. Central's going to break the press. Ballin. Going to have it thrown back at her. It's loose and on the sideline and out of bounds, and Central will turn it over. Almost dead even in the turnover category. 19 for Eastern, 18 for Central. With 3:12 left, conference unbeaten Eastern Wyoming trailing the Rustlers right now, looking for their first conference dub. Ball knocked away by Tervort and then fouled by Moreno, as Tervort most likely would have taken that one to the rack and put it in pretty handily, and Moreno saves that. But I got her for 4, and so does the scoreboard, so we concur on something. Western leading Casper by 7 with 2:26 left, 65-58. Ari gets it into Ballin. Central can afford to work some time before calling a play here as Vergara bounces it back to Tervort. Tiff right side Ballin. Down low to Sawyer with 14 to shoot. Back up top Rodriguez. Ari into the hands of Vergara for a long distance triple that is good. 18. SB Vergara, and the Rustlers have their largest lead of the game. Secordia the other way. Long, no good, but she's fouled.
We're going to get a tractor call on Sawyer right here. A push after that play.
We'll see where they go. I did not. I was putting stats into the stat sheet and did not see what had happened. Long pushed it up. And I believe that's what they're going to do. They're going to give Sawyer the technical. I just watched the replay, and it didn't look like she extended her arms. Almost.
There's a push involved.
Yeah, it was tough to say. As Long will go to the line. Free throw is good. Sawyer shrugging her shoulders after that one. That is her first personal foul, though. Long will get both, and might as well just stay there to shoot the technicals as well. Could be a 4-point play this time with possession. How big is that with 2:29 left? 77-70. And she got 4 out of 4. That is difficult to go out there with nobody else on the line and drop 4 straight in. Great job, Haley Long.
Yeah, exactly.
And now they have possession. This could end up being potentially a 7-point trip down the floor for Eastern after the foul and the technical. And now they have possession with 2:20 left to play in the ball game. Right side for that triple. Nothing doing there as it's an air ball, and Vergara fouled in the backcourt after the rebound. Espy with 18. Her career high is 24 done against Salt Lake. And the foul is on Allie Tripp, who picks up her second, and that will send Central to the line for every foul after this one with the remaining 2:15 left to play. 18 points, Espy Vergara. 4 3-pointers today for Espy as she knocks in the first. And she's done it kind of hobbled as she's been messing with that left calf all game long. 2:15 remaining in the contest. Second one on the way. Good. Back to an 8-point Rustler advantage. Central has scored 51 in the second half. Haley Long, right side outside. Andrea's taken away by Ball and just ripped it right out of her hands. Up ahead to Trevort, who will put it up and in. Rodriguez had gotten leveled in the backcourt. Nothing called. Central with a 10-point advantage once again on the 14th point from Tiffany Trevort. Nice shovel underneath, and Kopovelic will score. Nice dish by Moreno. And then a steal by Tripp. And a foul is going to be called on Gutierrez Secordia as she kind of got an elbow in the throat of Tiffany Trevort. I think it was just in the course of play. It wasn't anything malicious. It's just how bodies were flying, and Secordia is going to get the foul. And that is her third, and it goes as a player control foul, so no free throws. 1:40 left. Central with an 8-point advantage. Ballin doesn't need to shoot, but knocks it down anyway. 8 points for Ballin, left side angle. Back to a 10-point Rustler lead. Long between the legs dribble, and referees are going to send Long to the line on a foul by Espy Vergara. Espy with her third personal. Haley Long back to the line. She just drilled 4 out of 4 a moment ago. Eastern has hit 16 of 17 from the line here today.
St. Fan has offered his glasses to the officials again.
Well, he's running out of spectacles
it's a
after
regular feature.
Offering them up last night, and then Haley misses this one. 16 of 18 now, Eastern from the line.
Okay. One shot.
So one of the scoreboard reads 6 personal fouls, which I'm not sure if this referee wanted that changed back to 5, but they don't do anything about it. And Haley Long gets 1 of 2. 80 seconds left to play in the game. Central has handled the press very well today. Very well, getting easy buckets off of it, in fact. Rodriguez knocked to the floor by Kopovelic. And she'll go shoot 2 free throws. And the referee said, hey, while you're over there, have them change the fouls back to 5, would you? And now they have. Kopovelic with her third personal foul. Rodriguez, 11 points, knocking that one down. Central 7 of 10 from the free throw line here this afternoon. Back-to-back 28-point quarters, now 29-point quarters. Well, 29-point quarter with 1:10 left. Long right side, almost airmailed that one. Rodriguez will let it go out of bounds. It'll be Central basketball. Rebounding at 43-35. Central down by 8 on the rebounds. Western Wyoming is going to knock off Casper as there's a steal and a miss and a putback that is good.
So you're going to have Casper and this 3-0 team both getting knocked off.
Right, yeah. And Western Wyoming will be all alone atop the standings. Final minute of this one, Central leads by 9. They're going to hand Eastern Wyoming their first loss, pick up their first conference win in the meantime as Vergara is fouled by Secordia, who wanted a hook by Vergara. That'll be 4 on her.
Didn't see much of anything with either player, actually, but...
Western leading 70-63, now 71-63 with 17 seconds left in that ball game. And Vergara has 21.
Boy, that men's game to follow should be an interesting one as well. Western and Casper.
Vergara, season high is 24. She's within a bucket of that at 22 now with that free throw. Clock needs to, finally did. I guess they hadn't dribbled it yet. Clock will run. Bounce pass, trip, scoop with the right hand, fouled, and will shoot some free throws. Tal Ballin will get her 4th personal foul. And it will be Allie Tripp to the free throw line. Tripp, 7 rebounds, 9 points today for Allie, who averages 11. She may end up with her average after that free throw goes down, and she has another. 34 seconds remaining in the ball game. Okay, now this is interesting as well. As I don't know if our clock has died on us, our scoreboard helper, because that is not correct. There's 32 seconds left, and it's 87-78, and we get a stop in play. Our on-screen scoreboard is croaked on us. Timeout, Rustlers. 32.2, 87-78, not the score that's on your screen. We'll come back in just a moment, and we'll try to get that rectified. And Central taking the timeout, and we'll be back right after this.
The CWC men's basketball team is gearing up for their final youth camp of the season, and they want your kids to be a part of the action. The camp will be held on Saturday, February 3rd, and Sunday, February 4th, from 9 to 11 a.m. each morning. The camp is open to boys and girls from kindergarten to 8th grade. Whether your child is a seasoned baller or just starting out, there's something for everyone. Information for camp can be found on the Riverton RREC website. You can pre-register for camp or walk in the day of. Reach out with any questions, and see you at the CWC men's basketball camp on February 3rd and 4th.
Well, I got it fixed. Good news. Bad news is I have no idea how it has rectified itself. 32.2, scoreboard is correct on your screen, 87-78. They have gone final 74-67. Western has beaten Casper Women. Central ball at midcourt. Lob pass to Tervort. Doesn't need to shoot. Tripp battles it back into her face. And a quick foul will send Tal Ballin to the line. Secordia will get her 5th personal foul and will be disqualified. Andrea Gutierrez-Ciordia checking out. 4 rebounds. Unofficially 8 points. Tal Ballin at the line. Free throw, good. Central 11 of 14 from the free throw line. 19 points off the bench to 17 points off the bench for Eastern today. Central with a 10-point lead, now 11, matching their largest, well, actually making, yeah. It's a free throw, a three-pointer on the near side, good by Jimenez. 17 seconds left. Vergara got knocked to the floor in the backcourt. Rodriguez in trouble. Ball goes down and a foul called on Eastern with 9 seconds left. 89-81. Foul is on Tripp. That'll be 3 on Tripp. Tripp had 5 points and 6 free throws for her 11 today, right at her average. Rodriguez's free throw is good as they're salting this one away in the fourth quarter. Central free throw shooting 12 of 14 in the fourth quarter free throw shooting, 14 of 17 for the game. And Tervort Wanted her fifth foul. I'm kidding. She didn't. Long's going to go out to the outside. That three is no good, and that's how this game will end. A much-needed Central victory, and they did it, scoring 35 points in the fourth quarter for a second day in a row. 28 in the third quarter, 35 in the fourth quarter. They scored 91, and they hand the Eastern Lancers their first loss of the season.
For a team who had a major drought at one point in the first half. 7
minutes and change in the first half that Central did not score and got outscored 17-0. They bounced back, and they outscored Eastern 28-15 in the third, outscored them 35-32 in the fourth, and Central is victorious. They're now 8-14 overall, 1-3 in the Region 9 North. They stop a 6-game losing streak on top of it all and are victorious in conference play with a 91-81 win over the Eastern Wyoming Lancers. Congratulations to Coach Westmoreland and the Rustlers. They win by 10. The Bailey Enterprises postgame show is coming your way next. 91-81 Central, the victors. We'll be back after this timeout. You've been watching and listening to Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media.
Bailey Enterprises is a supporter of CWC Athletic Broadcasts. Bailey's operates Pit Stop Travel Centers, Bailey Tire and Auto Service, Bailey Oil Company, Speedway Cafe, Evergreen Wholesale, and Central Wyoming Transportation. All can be found online at BaileyTire.com. Stick around for Bailey's postgame show after the game.
This broadcast comes to you in part by Fremont Therapy. They offer physical, occupational, and sports therapy in Lander, Riverton, Rawlins, and Green River, Wyoming. They are the scoreboard sponsor for tonight's game and can be found online at FremontTherapyGroup.com.
All right, Pepsi-loving football fans, it's time we had a lesson in trash talk. You heard that right, trash talk. And I'm not talking about that stuff that happens on the field. What I'm talking about is trash, like literal trash. And it's the only thing that belongs in your garbage can. No, recycling might not be as thrilling as converting a 4th and long or taking a kickoff to the house. But I think we can all agree Hail Marying plastic bottles into the recycling bin gets pretty close. And let's be honest, your spiral could use some work. So next time you're thinking about throwing that Pepsi Zero Sugar bottle away, just cap it back up and pretend you're down by 6 with the recycling bin wide open. Know the difference, make a difference. Be a team player and recycle. Visit PepsiTrashTalk.com to learn more.
Final score on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, Central 91, Eastern 81. The Rustlers get their first conference win of the season. And they had to score 28 in the third and 35 in the fourth. And they win by 10, 91-81. Just a great win for CWC here this afternoon. Ain't a much-needed win for CWC.
And you know, it's a team that's had their valleys as far as scoring in some of the games earlier this year. So, wow, the last couple of days, certainly putting up some points.
Definitely so. This is your Bailey Enterprises postgame show. 5 in double figures for the Rustlers.
Typically a good sign.
To SB Vergara, 22 points. It was the starters, all 5 starters in double figures. How about that? Vergara, 22 points, 6 rebounds. 14 apiece for Trevort and Rodriguez. They combined for 9 boards. Emily Sawyer, 12 points, all in the second half with 8 rebounds. Tal Ballin had 10 points and 3 rebounds. Katie Walker had 8. Maren Baker had a huge 3. Latai Charles had a bucket. Crizel Mendoza had 2 big 3s as well, as Central gets 91 points in the win today.
You know, like I said, I can't say that was expected, but it's really great to see it.
Yeah, definitely. On the other side, the Lancers led by Haley Long with 19 points. Connie Rodriguez had 10. Luna Moreno had 10. Allie Tripp had 11. Tamar Kopovelic had 13 unofficial scoring in this one. Eastern led 16-9 after 1. Central had a 9-2 lead, but then saw themselves get down behind 19-9, a 7-minute drought, and then they came alive in the second half, and they outscored the Lancers 28-15 in the third, 35-32 in the fourth to win it. Rebounding ended up being a 9-rebound differential in favor of Eastern. Eastern had 21 turnovers. Central had 18. I thought Central handled the press very well today against this team, something that has been kind of a bugaboo in the past several years.
The long passes really were effective against the press in this afternoon's ball game.
91-81 is the final. This is your Bailey Enterprises postgame show. If you're watching on the live stream for the men's game, you'll have to disconnect and reconnect on the live stream for the men, as we'll be stopping this stream and going to the men's stream because they need 2 separate ones to be able to upload them for stat keeping and everything. So you'll find that on the CWC Rustlers page. All of you that have been tuning in on Rustler Athletics, I definitely appreciate you being part of the broadcast as well. Joel Kittle took off. I'll be back with the men's pregame. We'll have an interview with the head coach, Brad Schmidt, as the Lady Rustlers win it 91-81, your final. This has been the Bailey Enterprises postgame show. Your Porter's men's pregame show coming up on the next stream at 88.1.
A Big Win sponsor of the Rustler Athletic Booster Club is Health Source Chiropractic.